They said he was here to protect me, but they didn't warn me what it would feel like to be watched by a man like that. Quiet, dangerous, calm, like a storm that hasn't decided if it wants to destroy you or save you. His name was Callum. Hayes, ex-military, ex-something dark, with the kind of voice that made you forget the question you were about to ask. I was never the fragile type, not before my father died, not before the threats started, and definitely not before I met Callum, but from the moment he stepped into my life. Tall, dressed in black, eyes scanning every shadow like they owed him money. Something in me shifted. I should have hated it, the invasion, the cameras, the constant presence, but instead, I found myself wanting him in the room, near me, close enough to hear him breathe. He didn't say much, that made it worse. The silence made space for my obsession to grow, and it did, like a vine curling around a spine. Every time I passed him in the hallway of my New York estate, barefoot, tea in hand, robe loose, pretending. I hadn't looked at him for too long. I hoped he'd look back. He didn't, until he did. I caught him one night, outside my window, jaw tight, hand hovering near his sidearm, eyes not on the trees, but on me. I should have felt fear. I felt fire. "You're not safe," he said. I whispered, "Neither. Are you?" That night, I dreamed of him, not as a protector, as something else, something closer. It was supposed to be professional. My family's money hired him after the letters started arriving, the ones written in red ink, no fingerprints, always signed the same way. Tell the truth, Isabel, but truth is slippery. It doesn't sleep next to you at night when your mind is racing. It doesn't follow you into the bathroom and pretend not to watch when your robe falls. He did, and that became my truth. That I wanted him more than air, more than logic, more than safety. I started testing him. Walking, slower, leaning closer, whispering secrets I never told anyone. He never touched me until the night he did. It was raining, the kind of rain that turned silence into static. I stepped out onto the balcony in just a silk slip. He followed. "You need to go inside," he said. "You're exposed." I said, "That's the point." He didn't move. I did. I closed the space, pressed my hand against his chest. His heart wasn't racing, mine was rioting. "You're not allowed to want me," I said. "But you do, don't you?" His jaw clenched. It doesn't matter what I want, but it did. Because in the next breath, he kissed me like war, like a man who'd been ordered to stay silent but couldn't anymore. And then everything changed. The next morning, he was gone. Replaced. My mother said he broke protocol. The agency sent someone else, a woman, cold eyes, no heart. I asked where Callum went. No answer. I searched. Dead ends. Until a week later, I found his notebook, hidden behind the drawer in his guest room. Inside were sketches of me, sleeping, sitting, laughing. Notes, like diary entries. Day 27, she smiles like she's never been watched before. I want to protect that. My heart cracked. Day 40, I kissed her. "God help me," I cried, but the last page chilled me. Day 44, I'm not the one watching anymore. That's when I knew. The threats weren't from strangers. They were from inside the estate. My father's death wasn't natural. And Callum knew. I confronted my mother. She didn't deny it. Your father had secrets. Callum got too close. I ran. I left everything. Money, legacy, everything except the notebook. I moved to London, changed my name. I tried to forget, but I couldn't. Because one night in the crowd at Waterloo Station, I saw him, Callum, across the tracks, alive, older, scar across his jaw. He didn't wave, just nodded once, and disappeared. That night, there was a note slid under my door. No envelope, just handwriting I knew like my own breath. "I was hired to protect you. I failed. I'm not leaving again. I opened the door, empty hall. But I knew he was near, watching, always. And this time, I wasn't afraid. I was obsessed.